Morning. We in space. I live in the United States of America, where billionaires put cars in space. I don't know if y'all knew this. Y'all know that Tesla, not Tesla, what's his name? Elon, in the biggest zipper contest of the universe. He put a Tesla in space. There is a Tesla now orbiting in some damn space, y'all. We have, we talked about yesterday, we have a record level of billionaires in the world. These zipper contests, man, you can put your hand up in church. These zipper contests, they're going a little too far. So they had the test mission in the Falcon Heavy a few weeks ago. He decided to send his Tesla up in space. I have never heard such a thing in my life, but I think it's funny. But an interesting thing is, did you know you could watch the live video of Tesla flying around out in space? Did you know that? Did you know you could watch the live video? So this is what I'm gonna say. This because every now and then the deep state mess up. Every now and then the 1% they kind of screw up a little bit, and we gotta exploit the breach when it happens. Talking to my UFO people. Time to exploit the breach, y'all. Listen, on YouTube, because you remember, when the my UFO friends they'll watch the satellite feed, the Mir space, Mir space station, they'll watch the space station satellite feed live, and every now and then a little UFO flies over. And they would start filming it. They do screenshots. They put them on the internet. Look, everybody's UFO. And they would stop. NASA would say, "Oh, it's just space junk." And you see the space junk stop and then go the other way. Yeah, they got smart and they started shutting the camera off when people started saying it's a UFO. They shut the camera off real quick. They just bad liars, y'all. They're horrible at it. And then what? They shut down the feed for like a couple weeks or something, and they turn the feed back on. They probably now have software ways to edit it out so you can't see all the UFOs flying in space. Did you know the majority of, well, not the majority, how many astronauts have come back and they have this affinity and love for UFOs? They go up in space, aliens aren't real. Then they come back, damn it, we need to go to the UFO conference. They would move on and hanging out. But look, so this is where it's got to go, y'all. This is where it's got to go. You can go out. I'll post a link. Hold on. That's not it. It's right here. You can go out. This is a live. Uh-oh. There you go. All right. I stopped for a minute. This is a live broadcast right here of the Tesla in space right here. And if you watch it, you see what's coming in the background? Y'all see that? Look who's in the background. That's Earth, y'all. That's Earth in the background. So now you don't have to worry about the footage getting cut off on your mirror. All my UFO friends, all you got to do is just watch the live feed from the Tesla floating in space. And then take your screenshots and you record your video and stuff and send it to us. Because in that way, you can see the UFO. Because how is an alien going to resist this? That is just unresistible. Y'all look, there we go. That's us. Oh, I'm pointing the wrong way. Hold on. No, it's over there. Look, that's us right there. Look, y'all, that's us. That's us. All right. Oh my gosh. I have too much fun with this thing. We're in a time where we got billionaires putting their cars in space. What the hell? But it's okay. Use it against them. Exploit the breach, UFO people. Go watch the footage. All right. So anyway, we were talking about the other day because we were talking about how billionaires are all psychopaths, and they are. I don't care what you got to say. They say, but Oprah, and I say no. But Elon, no. They all some nuts. You can't put $1 billion of anything in a bank that can save human life that millions of people die because they don't have. If you got $1 billion or something in the bank that people die for not having, you are a psychopath. That's the definition. You can look it up in Webster's dictionary. It says it right in there. It says psychopath. If you have $1 billion of what people die for, then all right. We can't get back on the train to evolving for some reason. But hold on. We can't get back to who we got in the room this morning. We got a couple people over here. Good morning, Sister Jasmine, always on time, and Teresa in Georgia. Where's my moon suit? Georgia, you don't need a moon suit, girl. Don't you know ain't no space? They lied about space. It's oxygen all up here. Talk to the flat earth people. I don't think space even is real anymore. I believe anything because everybody's lying to me. So I don't need a spacesuit. I put a spacesuit on when they prove to me, that there ain't no oxygen in space. Until then, damn it, I think that the skull that they found on the moon, that might actually be an Inca, might be a Maya. I don't know. My government always lies to me. Nobody wants to force them to tell us the truth. They all want them to keep the lies. So we're not going to even go there. But good morning, Georgia. How you doing? Renee and Crystal, and Dawn, and Brother Joel is in the house. Khalid, Jennifer, Crystal. They call him Tesla Spaceman. Spaceman. Yes, they do, Crystal, and Mandy and Nora. Ish, welcome back to Facebook. Brother Kevin and Ren. Hey, call me, man. I called you the other day. You supposed to call me. You supposed to come on. You supposed to be in a Tesla with me floating, Brother Ren. Where you at, man? Give me a call. All right, let me see. We got a whole bunch of people in this morning. Hopefully I didn't miss any of the shout outs, but I can't tell who's online anymore. They play with the comments, they play with the view counts, they play with it. I was watching Brother Ren yesterday. I was watching him on his live stream, and the counts were all wrong. So when it says how many people in the room, I don't know if they're having software problems, but they still having issues. Don't believe none of what it says. And if I don't reply to your comment, it's not because I don't care. I do love you. I just can't see all the comments because they just playing around. They don't like me floating in they don't like me floating in space. All right, so let me move on. Anywho, I'ma entitle this Evolving Mom, Are We There Yet? Because somewhere along the path to evolving and becoming a civilized species, we decided that we don't want to evolve anymore. We decided that we just want to go make money and work for businesses and get nice cars and nice houses with air conditioning, trade in the mule for the Lotus, So we decided we wanted to do that, and we stopped evolving for a little while. So I think it's kind of time that we go back to evolving. Y'all know where I'm at this morning. Anybody know where I'm at? Where we at, class? Y'all know where I'm at? Look like the Sphinx, don't it? It looked like the Sphinx, don't it? All right, where are we at? We are at, I bumped into this. We are in, why is it anytime an interesting archaeological site comes out, somebody got to go bomb the people. Somebody got to go start a war over there. That's why I said my conspiracy bone is watching archaeology, man, because we in Pakistan. Did that look like the Sphinx? Oh, yeah, no, the Sphinx was in Pakistan, huh? Okay. Are you talking about the Sphinx 1.0 or Sphinx 2.0 or 3. Or 4. How old do you think human civilization is? I don't know, man. I don't know. But we are in Pakistan. This is one of those images that look damn sure like a Sphinx. And growing up in school, what they would always tell us, that, oh, it's not the Sphinx, it's a rock formation. Water and ice and wind and rain carved all that out. I call bullshizzle on everything. You know why I call bullshizzle on everything? Because you don't know. And you convinced us as kids that we came from cavemen, unga bunga grass skirts, hitting women over the head, dragging them into caves. That's what you convinced us. But archaeology tells us that that's a lie. We did not come from some unga bunga people. We came from some powerful people, man. We came from people who did things we don't understand. So is it possible that that's the Sphinx that's been there for 1 million years and slowly eroded and now just kind of it's possible. I don't know, it's possible. It depends on who I'm talking to. If somebody says it ain't, I say it might be. Somebody says it's a Sphinx, I say no, ain't no Sphinx, man, you crazy. I don't know. We don't know. So let's not take a firm position. Another one that was interesting. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. I'm gonna show you something. Look at this. There was another interesting, what was it? It was in Mali. The lady of Mali. Y'all ever see the lady of Mali? Hold on, let me show you a picture first. From a distance. If y'all familiar with all this ancient archaeology that we don't know nothing about. Look at this right here. Look at this. Y'all look at this right here. Look at this. From a distance. What's that look like? From a distance. Can you see it? Is you paying attention, boy? Is you stupid? Is you crazy? Can you see what I'm pointing at? You see what's going on? You don't see the face? Oh man, the face is 75 feet tall, let alone the damn body. Hold on, let me show you. Let me get it closer. Look at this. Look at it right here. Look. Pay attention, boy. Pay attention. Look at this right here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Do you see that? This, and I forgot the researcher's name. I'll post a link if you want to see it. But there was a traveler, and he went and he saw this lady on the side of a mountain in Mali, and they call it the Lady of Mali. You can look it up online. And I'm not saying it's a lady. I don't say nothing. I'm just saying, damn it. It looked like we've been here a lot longer than we think. He studied the base of it. It looks like there were, it was carved and it was formed. I don't think anybody's studying it. I don't think anybody's gonna study it. Why won't they study it? Because they don't want you to know we are millions of years old. They want you acting like reptiles. They don't want you acting like you're a species that's supposed to evolve higher thought. They want you to fight. Why? Well, like I was posting a minute ago, you know, the 1% dinosaurs won. They won. They beat out the 99%. And then they all went extinct. All they did their whole lives is fight over resources. They got jobs and careers, tried to get all the resource, collect all the asteroid dust they could. And guess what? The 0.001% of dinosaurs finally won. And eventually they all died. Unless you believe in reptilians, then they could be flying in space, living under the rocks or something. But either way, the species is gone. And I'm sitting here thinking, are we no smarter than some damn dinosaurs? Like, no matter what we do, we seem to promote the people who have reptilian brains. All they do is fight over resources into leadership of every government, everywhere all over the earth. And so all they do is fight these wars in nice places like Mali and South Africa, and Pakistan, Turkey. Oh my goodness, Turkey. All they do is fight over stuff. And I'm gonna hey, one more I'm gonna show you. One more I'm gonna show you. We gotta evolve to a point where we don't constantly vote the reptiles and put the reptiles in power over us. We gotta get smart enough to start voting for smart people. We need some stay-at-home moms in Congress. We need some people who work with steel and construction as the president. We need, I don't know what we need, but we just need normal people to run the damn earth. We don't need any more reptiles fighting, wanting to kill everybody all the time. Do you know the legends of natives in the area and the giants carved it? Oh yeah. So in the area, right? You're talking about the Lady of Mali. So you can get me on archaeology this morning. I'm supposed to get into the news, but we, oh man, it's so important because if you realize we came from great people, good question, Jimmy. If you realize we came from great people, maybe people will start acting like people and not like some damn reptiles. Baby, I was watching Michio Kaku this morning. Y'all should watch Michio Kaku. Y'all need to follow that brother. That brother is so smart. He was talking about epilepsy, right? I think I posted the link earlier this morning, but epilepsy, he was talking about how epilepsy, what it is, it's a condition of the left brain not talking to the right brain. And then you get those moments where you have seizures. I got an epileptic friend. Love your brother D. I'm not gonna say your name, but anyway. And so, but think about that. We have an epileptic seizuring world. We have a world where the left won't talk to the right. We have a world where the black won't talk to the white. We have a world where the Christian won't talk to the Muslim. We have a world where the Israeli won't talk to the Palestine. We have a world that is seizuring because we have put in artificial epileptic conditions on the planet because we don't realize we're a hell of a lot smarter than not having dialogue. There are never any others. Oh, where am I at now? Where is this behind me? Y'all know this is Cotton Castle. This is a Cotton Castle. Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful springs. You can swim in the spring, do your little nudist thing. Nobody around. Yeah, sometimes people go there. Warm water, hot springs. Feel good on your body. Don't breathe in the gas. It might kill you because all the water is bubbling up. But it's a beautiful place. And you know, if it's a beautiful place, you know what it means? It has to be in a place where the reptiles are fighting. It's in Turkey. Every time you find something beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? Let me show you some more pictures. This beautiful. I love pictures, man, You know why I love pictures? People talk about my background sometimes. I love pictures because they make you feel good on the inside. Because you know you got to go to work, got to deal with Mary, got to deal with Tom lying in the meeting, trying to get you in trouble, stab you in the back, but he's smiling at you in the morning, bringing in the donuts and the bagels and the coffee, you bastard. But you got something beautiful around you. You got something, got a bonsai in your office, get a little terrarium, got some pretty pictures on your background. It for a minute, you can escape your cubicle cotton picking. Make you feel like you're a human damn being for once, instead of this forced labor slave in a reptile world, just fighting over asteroid dust like a damn reptile, just waiting to go extinct, just doing nothing, just stop the evolving. And so that's my question. Mom, are we there yet? Are we ever going to get to a point where we're going to get close to being civilized? Will we ever get to a point where smart, and this is, you know what gets me, y'all, what gets me is it's not even so much the reptile brain people that y'all put on TV all the damn time. That's why I don't watch TV. Although I will say, I did see a Fox News clip on the internet, and I might show it later, but oh my goodness, listen, I laugh at stuff because it's funny to me. They, I don't want to say it, but there were people of races that never have been on Fox News, not that I really know of, and now they mixing it up. But the good thing about that, I think is funny, is because they always want to talk about Fox News. First of all, it's all lying. All the networks are lying, but they always want to talk about it like it's one side. It's not. They're mixing it up because they got other people. I might show that later, but anyway. They said some truth. There's some true things that come every now and then out of the media, but most of it's lies. That's why I try to stay away from it. You were diagnosed with epilepsy, but I don't believe them. I've had a seizure. You know, Crystal, and that, but that is a good thing with, I mean, that's a true thing with what's happening in the medical community is people stop getting second opinions, and these false diagnoses are coming out. That's why I tell everybody, get a second damn opinion on everything. Because somebody has a lab coat, don't believe anything they got to say. Question everything. Question everybody. Get a second opinion all the time. And if it's a medical condition, do your own research. Don't sit back and trust somebody because they have a lab coat. They're a professional. These are the same people that are cheering the reptiles, man. Don't cheer people who are cheering the reptiles. Don't believe people that are believing the reptiles, because the other thing I was thinking about is we become a society of followers. That's really what we are, which is scary as hell, because who said it? Our best, our brightest, our best equipped troops refuse to fight. And that's actually where we are. Our smartest people, our intellectuals, people with degrees up to wazoo, PhD, MMP, LLP, OPP, all of these just acronyms, I don't even know what they stand for. Smart people, just smart, brilliant, dumb as a bag of bricks. They're just equipped with all this intelligence and critical thought. They can make phenomenal things. They can put a Tesla in space, and just dumb as a bag of bricks. So don't trust any of them. Don't trust. Listen, some of y'all call them uneducated people. Some of the smartest people I know are uneducated. And the reason why, probably, I think that indoctrination messes with your brain. I think when you get too much school and you go to school for 30, 40, however many years, you got habitual school people. They just keep going back, taking more classes. And I think that it screws with your brain. It screws with your critical thought, and you just forget to think. You forget to think about why Tesla did, why Elon did this. Why Elon is trying to get the hell off the planet. You know why he's trying to go, don't you? Posted the video yesterday. That brother said AI is going to kill us. We got to be a two-planet species. That's why it's a Tesla floating out here in space, because he's building rockets to get the hell out of here and get humanity. And this is why I think you get a little bit of truth from some of the billionaires. I think Elon, every now and then, he'll say something that makes some sense. He realizes that everything that's been on this planet has gone extinct. And I kind of think the elites know that. I kind of think the elites, they know all these sites exist, and they know what all this stuff is, and they research it. They just don't want to tell us about what they're doing. And they think, and they know that that's a lady. They know that somebody made that a long time ago. And they know that's a Sphinx, but they tell you it's some rocks or something. And I think they do that because they know they got to get the hell out of here. They want to be on the Mars colony. They leave your butt here. They leave your little butt here. And so that's why I like to look back at the past. I like to look at these sites and really question and realize, man, are we really older than what they say we are? Have we really been here for this long? Very important, because if they know that calamity always comes, then they might be building bunkers to hide from us. They might be building spaceships to get the hell away from us. And the shame is, I think more people aren't in government than are. I think more people, the smart people, they're actually not in leadership because they don't want to have nothing to do with it. Like, somebody asked me a question a little while ago. They said, oh, you should run for president. Number one, don't ever wish that type of evil on me ever in life. Number one. Number two, it never happened. I won't run for local nothing. I won't do any of that. Why? I have no interest in telling anybody what to do. I don't. I think it's a part of evolving. I think that when your brain is evolved to a point, you realize human beings aren't supposed to be told what to do. I think you realize that you don't want to be a boss of nobody. You know that that little kids used to get in trouble and they look back at his mom, you're not the boss of me, you know, get mad. I think that those kids are a little more evolved than most adults. They have that understanding that there isn't supposed to be anybody who's the boss of you. You were supposed to be the boss of you, and you're not supposed to boss anybody around. So from my standpoint, I disagree with everything about government. I think that government probably had a place and time and evolution, telling other people what to do and how to live, where to go, what not to do, how to live their lives, what to do with their children, what drugs to put in their bodies, and all of that stuff. But I think we've evolved past that. I think we're smart enough now. Every child is born knowing right from wrong. You know, we don't really embrace it. We don't really bring it out. We teach them that it's a good idea to tell them what to do, tell them no, and they should tell other people no. And I think we have to stop that. I think that we need to be raising children to be a part of a community. Oh, so okay, I got to get to the news, I guess, at some point. There's some stuff in the news I want to talk about, but let me see what y'all. Cannabis is a wonder drug. Use CBD. Yes, Mary, cannabis is a wonderful drug. Cannabinoids, all kind of things we've been eating as marsupials and mammals, and maybe if we were reptiles, crawling in the jungle, eating all this natural food. You know, there's nothing magical about cannabis or cannabinoids. They're just what we used to eat. It's just what our bodies need to solve the problems that we don't need, that we have now. Oh, that actually brings me to a good point. You know what? There was some great news, actually. Great news on the Alzheimer's front. What they discovered with Alzheimer's, oh, it's all related. Oh, y'all took me down this avenue. Is that Alzheimer's, perhaps not every Alzheimer's condition, because I don't even think that we even know what disease is. I'm not even sure that word exists. I think that we're morons. But anyway, the condition that causes Alzheimer's, it has a lot to do with an amyloid protein that gloops up, kind of like glue and gluten in your stomach, how it clogs your villi. It clogs up the neurons in your brain. And that Alzheimer's is effectively a plaque, causing a plaque type of condition. Same thing with cardiovascular disease, which is phenomenal research. It's actually explaining to us that this clogging up in our brain is what's causing it. So they're making good progress in that direction. But then you got to ask the question, what causes that amyloid protein to come about? Another interesting thing about that is you can actually get a blood test to determine if you're going to have a problem with Alzheimer's in the future. It's important because, damn it, our elders don't pass on the data. Like, my biggest issue with a lot of the ailments and thank you, Crystal, aluminum equals Alzheimer's. And they've already done the links between aluminum in the brain causing Alzheimer's, and y'all want to keep shooting these vaccines in children with autism. I mean, with aluminum, and you want to keep spraying all this aluminum in the sky. Is that we stop passing down the stories. I had a good conversation yesterday with a friend of mine. Or 2 days ago, something like that. We were talking about like how people get old. And we used to sit around with old people. See, we didn't used to put our old folks in old folks' homes. And if your old folk is in an old folk home, I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking. Just think about this for a minute. We used to take care of them. We used to keep them at home. We used to keep them around a campfire. We used to talk as a tribe. And so as older folks got older, they were our elders. They passed down the stories and the information. They lived to be 100 years old. Actually, to me, I think they used to live to be 500 and 800. But that's another whole long discussion about about what is it? The telomeres on the ends of your chromosomes. A whole nother long story. Some people think we're supposed to live to be 100 years. No, we don't have a definitive lifespan. But anyway, it has to do with an enzyme. We can talk about that another time. But we used to live to be old ages, and we would pass down that information from the elders to the young people so they wouldn't be stupid, so they wouldn't keep just cheering reptile leaders to run the tribe. Because when you have reptile leaders run the tribe, really bad things happen to that tribe. Really bad things happen to the other tribes too. But we don't have those elders anymore because Alzheimer's, I think someone said, was it 80? It was like 50% of adults by the age of 80 in the West have Alzheimer's. That is a epidemic. That is a plague of our time. And it's not just a plague on them, it's a plague on us, because now we're not as smart as we used to be. We don't have the elders in the camp around the campfire because we can't, because you're in forced labor. You have to go collect your asteroid dust and work, pick your cubicle cotton and be a slave higher in the plantation than the slaves in the Congo and South America that you keep deeper on the plantation in Yemen and Palestine and everywhere else. And so you got to be a mid-tier slave making your money, so you can't stay home and take care of your elders, so that wisdom and knowledge isn't passed down. And they can't even pass it down if they wanted to, because they can barely eat food. They can barely remember who they are. We are poisoning the whole environment. And all of this is relating to this decay of society. Like, if you really think about it, all of this stuff is decaying us. It is destroying us. And so, Brother Ren said, I'm not trusting any fool checking my blood. I don't either. I don't either. But, maybe you get 2 or 3 blood tests. I'm scared of the needle, too. But it's a thing if it's a concern. I'm just kind of passing some information. I don't trust doctors. I don't trust nurses. I don't trust people with equipment. I'm the exact opposite of y'all. When I see a lab coat coming, I'm going the other way. I listen, hey, there's a few lab coats I trust, and it's not because they have lab coats on. There's a few people I trust, like Dr. Greger. I keep pointing at him. Trust him to death. You know why I trust Dr. Greger? Because Dr. Greger, and he's on YouTube. He's got a website, and he doesn't tell you what to think. He is a doctor who goes through the research. He produces the information. He's trained, and he can say, this is what this research says. Now go out and do what you want to do with it. But also, I love him to death because he's a doctor that can be wrong. Imagine that. I know y'all think they didn't exist. There are doctors. There are doctors who can be wrong. He is a doctor who first, it was avocados are bad for you, and avocados were good for you, because he does update videos and lectures, but he doesn't have any sort of ego in it. His place is he wants people to be healthy. So he reads research. He has a research team who actually study, I think they're medical students, and they do fact checking, they do background checking on the studies on like PubMed and stuff that we don't really have a lot of time to read into. Well, I do, but I don't have a life. It's a difference. And he regurgitates that information to you in a way that helps save your life. So if you don't know who Dr. Greger is, definitely look up Dr. Greger. If you got anybody in your family with ailments, see if he did a video talking about, because he's always on the cutting edge. It's like I tell everybody, if you got somebody with a chronic illness, you do not want to go to your family. I mean, you have to go to your family doctor, but that's not where you stop. You need to find doctors who are talking about the cutting edge, because it's like every damn day I gotta quote Ty. Somebody's got to give me a better quote. They don't care how you die. They don't. It's not that they don't love you, but the doctors, they got other stuff to do, man. They got to protect their kids from vaccines. They got money to make. They're fighting to become billionaires too. They don't care how you die. They have a practice that they do, and the AMA tells them how to do it. So anyway, I wasn't going down to medical information, but you definitely want to look him up. You want to make sure you have a doctor who's on the cutting edge of whatever your ailment is. You want to know. And if you know that you have these amyloid proteins in your blood and they're building up, or you're concerned with it, runs in the family. Maybe you have, DNA that doesn't do so well processing out the amyloid proteins. Perhaps your immune system takes care of that. Your macrophage and white blood cells early in life, later on they don't, because you have those genetics, which I think is a very small part of the story, but it's a part of the story. So maybe you need to drink some more green smoothies, natural. Maybe you shouldn't be eating so many Twinkies. Maybe you should give up the donuts. Maybe smoking ain't such a good idea for you. But if you know ahead of time, you can change your lifestyle. But look at the doctors who are talking about it on the cutting edge. See that there's great research linking aluminum to Alzheimer's, aluminum to autism. So if you know these things run in your family, damn it, maybe you shouldn't be wrapping your kids' lunch in aluminum foil. Maybe, you should consider moving to a country like, are chemtrails real? I leave that up to debate for people who want to debate it. I don't want to debate it. I listened to a couple whistleblowers who said they're spraying stuff out the sky and a lot of it's metal dust and smart dust and all this. I don't deny what people, when another tribe tells me, another commenter says, look, it's a bear in the cave. I'm not going to be ignorant. So the government saying ain't no bear in that cave. The government told me. Because if it was a bear in that cave, the government would have told me. I'm just going to walk in the cave. Hell no, I ain't going in that damn cave. So maybe if you're concerned with that, I live in an area, I look up and I see all these trails, whether they're contrails, chemtrails, or whatever. Maybe I shouldn't live here. Maybe I should move to a part of the United States or South America, Europe, wherever I live, where I don't see lines all over the damn sky. Just in case. The airplane made out of some damn aluminum too. Maybe I don't want to be around that. But anyway, so I'm going to keep going. Speaking of putting reptiles in charge of every damn thing. Always got to put some always got to vote to put the reptiles in charge of stuff. Let me show you this. I was watching the news and they were talking about the trade agreements. Trade. So China is now scared of U.S. trade agreements because the president is talking about tariffs. I already said the president. And so people already decided, oh, it must be good because the president said it. It's got to be holy. And other people, it's just the demon because the president said it, so it must be the demon. It's going to be evil. It's all going to be racist. Whatever he said, it's just going to be horrible. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. Grow the hell up for a minute. Just listen up. Say something good, something smart. I know. This is what I like. He is talking about tariffs. China's pissed off because he's talking about tariffs.
A humanitarian pause in Syria's eastern Ghouta has been broken by terrorists for a second.
Why are tariffs a good thing? I hate trade. Let me tell you this. Say it loud. I hate global trade. I don't think that we have evolved technology enough, number one, to do it sustainably. From my perspective, I don't have any friends that do better in life because of global trade. So I think it's just a means of turning multi-millionaires into billionaires. I don't think they have nothing to do with the commoner. I think you're silly for cheering it because it has nothing to do with you. But we're now really starting to see how sick global and national trade actually is. It's not only unsustainable from it just make the wealthy wealthier, but it's also unsustainable for what the damage you do in those environments. And so everyone's pissed off, I don't know why, about the tariff thing. China's angry about it, but the poor Chinese probably aren't angry about it. Everybody's upset in America about trade in Mexico. The Mexicans are not upset with this. The American small businesses are not upset with not having trade. Think about it like from this perspective. Think tribal trade. Just think about tribal trade, because y'all always tribal minded anyway. Always trying to group up with somebody because they got some blue eyes or some funky feet or something. Y'all always looking at silly stuff. Think about it from this perspective. What business does the tribal leaders have trading food to another tribe and young warriors in their tribe don't have food to eat? Think about that for a minute. Why in the hell, if you are a part of this tribe, say that tribe is America, say that tribe is Mexico, say that tribe is, I don't know, South Africa, why in the hell would your tribal leaders trade something that the young warriors in your tribe don't have to another tribe. That's called being a traitor. That is a traitor's act as a leader. I imagine back in the day, if you were a tribal leader and you were trading away food, water, something that the young braves in your tribe didn't have, I suspect that they'd probably kill you. That's a traitorous act. Why would you give away something to somebody else and yours don't have it? Why? Because you're actually not affiliated with that tribe. That's why. Because you're a sellout. You're a traitor. And I'm not calling the president one. I'm not saying the previous president's one. I don't believe presidents actually make any damn decisions. But what I'm saying is tariffs, they are a tool of sustainability. They are a tool that allows you to prevent things from, one, leaving your country and other things from coming in that are priced outside of the market of what the young braves' families can afford to give them. So I'm not a trade person. I don't like trade at all. I don't like trade agreements. I don't like any of that. When we have sustainable local townships, and in those little townships, all the braves, all the little kids in those townships, they all have everything they need, then they have the ability to trade to the next township. And when those townships have everything, and when that state and all the kids in that state have everything they need, they all have, their parents have cars, their parents have a way to get them back and forth to school, basic necessities, they all got houses, there's no homeless. Then that tribe has excess, and then that state can trade with another state. But until then, if you turn on the people in your own state, if you turn on the people in your own country, you turn on the own people in your own continent, you're a traitor. So China's upset with it. They don't like the whole idea of tariffs. I think it's a great idea. I'm not excited about the way the president's deploying it because I think it's just aluminum and steel and like dishwashers with red handles and I think microwaves with with blue cords. It's very specific. And that's why I'm always a conspiracy theorist. I look at that don't make no damn sense. If you understand that a tariff is a tool of sustainability and you're doing it to help America and little Americans, then then you would do it across the board. Because that will bring about a more sustainable earth. If you do it selectively, then you're just trying to help somebody out specifically. Rebecca said, I can't even remember what a blue sky looks like. That is a scary, let me show you a blue sky, girl. Hold on. You remember blue sky? Look at it. Blue skies. And that's a real sky. That's not a blue screen. That's a real sky, girl. But that's in Pakistan. and there must not be any bombing routes around there. And there must not be any people or crops to spray aluminum and mercury, whatever else they're spraying out the damn airplanes. So, but you have to move. You have to move. That's really what it comes down to. If you look up in the sky and the sky doesn't look how a sky's supposed to look, you probably shouldn't be there. You probably should escape that location. Like, oh man, I was looking at a friend's timeline. They were talking about how I don't know if it's a smart meter or a transformer just outside this family's house. Like within a couple, I thought it was like within 20 or 30 feet. Sister Jessica, 20 or 30 feet of their house, and the outlets in the house make whizzing noises. They get headaches when they go in that room that's close to that transformer. They have all kind of problems with being disoriented at nighttime. If your area has any sort of technology that you don't understand and it's causing problems with you and your family, get the hell out. Get out. Like that racist movie, Get Out. Get the hell out. So if you don't see blue skies, go. So anyway, so that's in the news. Oh, this one was weird. Oh, this might not be this might not be a good one. This might not be a good one for some of my Trump friends. Model and her sex coach offer secrets of Russian elites in exchange for U.S. asylum.
Why do you think you were arrested?
Inside first, this is political.
So they're taking them, put them in cages.
So much. So that's why they want us to go Russia.
Who do you think ordered your arrest? Anybody? Did Russia order your arrest?
I think that Russia.
Inside first.
I won't play the whole video. I'll post it, you can watch it, but basically these are two I don't even want to know what a sex coach is. Honestly, my ears, listen, this is my doctor. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know nothing. So that's her and her sex coach. So apparently they have some insight. Apparently he or she or both of them was doing something and they overheard something and they wanted to tell on him. If you watch the whole thing towards the end of it, one of the news media asked them, something about information about Trump. So apparently Russia overheard that they had some information that they wanted to share about the Russian elites. And so here they are walking them up in cages. Now, what I find, first of all, is that they're putting them in cages. You're not supposed to put human beings in cages. You're not supposed to put animals in cages. And number two, listen, I love tattletales. Tattletales and whistleblowers, I don't care what you do for a living. Whatever you do for a living, if you have a little insider information, you need to let it out, because truth is true and we all need to know the truth. The truth is what sets us free. The truth is how we know we're still evolving and heading towards being civilized. So I find that one interesting, but you're not going to find out anything from them. They're going back to Russia. They didn't put them on the boat. Look, they're on the slave ship right there. And so they're going to be gone. So I found that one to be interesting. But it's another reminder. It's not about Trump, and it's not about the Obama, and it's not about the specific leaders, but all of these people work together. All of these people are buddies. They all agree on one thing, that it's about life is about collecting asteroid dust. These are the dinosaurs that go extinct. The other thing I thought was interesting is this is RT, Russia Today, talking bad about Russia. Some people think, oh, they're not impartial. Oh no, they're impartial. They talk bad about Russia all the time. I am in no sense of belief that Russia is great and America is bad. My belief is Russia is bad and America is the Antichrist. America's just evil, in Britain, just evil, just dirty, foul, demons, nasty, funky, stinky. But it's because the elite run them, and those elite operate in Russia like they operate everywhere else. And they all work together. A few other things I found to be a little interesting this morning. Look at this. Look at this. The sign of work. Sign of greater times. This is important. How beautiful this is. Y'all see this? That's aliens. It's sending us a sign. Y'all see this? This is crazy. I'll post a link for this. This is insanity. It's some sort of celestial show to tell y'all need to go back to evolving. There are greater things that we don't understand than collecting asteroid dust in your cotton cubicles. All right. That one was beautiful to me. I like beautiful stuff. What else we got? I have to check BitChute more often. Oh, I don't know what y'all talking about. Oh, Vax.com. Oh, y'all talking about a whole bunch of... I didn't see comments today. I don't know. Maybe my complaining about comments are actually... they're fixing something, but I can't ever see all the comments. I know y'all can't see each other's comments half the time, and we don't even know how many people are in the room. Somebody talking about Vax. Vax is a great documentary. You got to watch Vax. If you have not watched it, watch it. It's not about anti-vaccination. It's not about that. It's about doctors who have a second opinion want to tell you some of the research and the findings on the other side of the discussion, because it's not a definitive thing. So watch that documentary if you haven't had it. It's a good thing not to speak up on things that you don't know anything about. So I recommend watching that too. Mary's talking about BitChute. A lot of good stuff is on BitChute. You should check BitChute. In fact, that's the other thing is we don't know how long this partial free speech thing is going to go. So you should be on multiple social media platforms. I think right now, where am I? I'm on Periscope. I'm on Minds.com. I'm on Twitter. I still haven't figured out how to use Twitter though. I'm working with that. Instagram and Facebook. I think that's where I spend most of my time. And I jump back and forth between a bunch of them. I might have forgotten one in there. But you got to be on multiples. You should find your friends on the other ones as well. Send them friend invites. Follow them over there too. And so that way people can kind of still keep talking when all this stuff gets shutting down. I thought I saw something about censorship in here. I put a poll out yesterday. I thought it was kind of funny. I was sitting here thinking, when in history was censorship ever about fake news? I don't think it ever was. Censorship, every time it came, in every country it came, with every government it came, with every civilization that it came, censoring was always about stopping people from saying the truth. It was always about controlling people, which is why anyone that's being censored, anything that's being censored, you need to know more about that. If it's a Sphinx head in Pakistan, or if it's just some bald dude or somebody on Facebook, anytime something's being censored, they don't censor things to protect the innocent. They do not censor things because they don't want fake news getting out and fake stories. You know, if everybody is a individual and they have brains in their heads and they can think for themselves, you can form your own opinions, which is why it's a great thing for fake news to be everywhere. It's a good exercise for you. It teaches you how to look at data, do some research, form an opinion, and have a stance. And the truth will always bubble to the top. You know, so this idea that they want to shut it down because, you know, oh, they don't want to talk about the people who are hurt in some shootings or whatever. To me, that's nonsense. All of that is a lie and nonsense. It's all about stopping people from getting a second opinion. Second opinions are always good. And if the second opinion is wrong, it will get shut down because that's how intellectuals work. That's how this thing works. Oh, Ava, you follow some people on Twitch? I don't know anything about Twitch. I'm I'm a little challenged when it comes to technology. I was in technology for a long time, but it changes so fast, and all these different software tools, and every single one of them wants to turn on your camera, turn on your microphone, and know what you're doing at night. See you. I wonder how many. You ever wonder how many videos the NSA has of people on the toilet who ate a little too much rice, ate a little too much of them bagels that Tom brings in the morning, just sitting there on their phone. Don't touch anybody's phone. It's a nasty thing. I just wonder, they probably got toilet pictures of everybody. It's just, oh, that's some stalkerism stuff. Something on the peace effort, right? We're talking about peace.
Whatever your idea, HostGator can help bring it to life online.
On the peace effort, we were trying to figure out, well, what is America's...
...has called on the Taliban to join talks to bring peace and stability to the country, and he promised to recognise the terror group as a legitimate political power.
To the Taliban leadership and every other Taliban member, accept peace, accept it with honor and come together so we can make this country safe and secure.
Well, the Taliban has yet to respond to the invitation, but about 2 weeks ago, the group issued a statement calling for peace and urging US congressmen to pressure the Trump administration into negotiations. It came in response to Trump's earlier declaration, ruling out any possibility of peace talks between Washington and the Taliban.
There's no talking to the Taliban. We don't want to talk to the Taliban. We're going to finish what we have to finish. What nobody else has been able to finish, we're going to be able to do it.
Okay, well, let's get some reaction.
All right, so you know what that's about. That's the same old narrative that every president follows up on, which is we don't negotiate with terrorists, right? And first of all, they're not terrorists. They're farmers. They are makers and crafters. They are moms. They're dads. They're not terrorists. They're just poor people. And they're poor people who don't want you in their country. And so they take up weapons because they want to get you the hell out of their country. 9 times out of, what's not 9 times, what did it say? Studies show that terrorists, when you stop invading their country, they go back to farming. That is the craziest thing. You want to fight the war on terror? Stop invading their countries and they just all go away. It's the craziest thing. They grow food and they take care of each other and they leave you alone. Leave everybody alone, they leave you alone. But this isn't a war on terror. This is a war for minerals. It's a war for resource. It's the same stupid thing the dinosaurs do. They stopped evolving like we did because one day a dinosaur invented a piece of coin and called it $1, called it a rupee, called it a pound. They started trading those things. All the dinosaurs went to work. They stopped thinking about higher thought. They stopped doing critical thought. They did what the reptiles with the biggest teeth told them, the 0.01%, and then eventually they all went extinct because they were too stupid to realize you have to keep evolving. You look back at your past, look at those mistakes, and don't do that in the future. You know, you realize that every time a shooting occurs, you come up with dumb ideas that doesn't stop the next shooting instead of blaming the people who are really accountable. My gosh, if you have people in the FBI and the NSA who knew this was going to happen, it boggles my mind, boggles it to death. Why you're picking on some redneck in a cave 400 miles away. I don't get it. I have no idea why you would even do something like that. If people knew this kid was going to shoot other kids and they didn't do anything, you need to be in the street protesting them. You need to be in the street not protesting the NRA or anybody who had nothing to do with the dumbness. You need to protest the people who let it happen. But instead, you keep voting for the people who want them in place so it will happen again. Because these people don't care how you die. That's the last of my emotion right there. I ain't putting no more. That costs a lot of energy. I don't like to get upset. I don't like to get upset, but it's crazy how people, I don't know how your mind works. I don't know how you really think about it. Like somebody asked me the other day, and I hate gun control, but people want, it's a conversation. But a sister asked me, because the NRA is pissed off at Trump. But I called it though. I told you police states don't do gun control. I mean, they love gun control. This is a police state. It does not matter who the president is. You will not get any lax in gun control. You know, I won't get any lax in the Second Amendment. Why? Because police states don't like that. The Democrats and the Republicans, they need a police state. So I knew that wasn't going to happen. But some people with Brother Trump, they thought that was going to happen. That is not going to happen. These people all work together on certain levels. And if the president actually does want to release the Second Amendment and let it be free, it's not going to happen. They'll treat him like JFK. That's how this goes. So anyway, I lost my train of thought. We were going down into, there was another interesting, right. So the NRA is pissed off at Trump because of that. Sister asked me, said, well, what do you think about the age limits? Because I guess that's the thing that Trump was trying to do with the age limits is raising the age of getting an assault rifle. Need to be clear on this. I don't believe in guns, but even less than I believe in guns, I don't believe in the federal government because they don't get to make their own decisions. Corporations make their decisions for them. There is nothing more dangerous on the face of this planet than our government. And like Elon Musk says, our imminent threat is AI. They are working on AI with the corporations and murder machines. I don't like the idea of kids buying guns, but I think it's a discussion that has to be had if that's what you want to do. I don't think it's something that you force on other people. I think you talk to those people who it affects and see why. Do their kids hunt? You know, will the law be about, you know, not buying a gun without a parent? How does that all work? I don't believe in infringing on any right. Like I am a Bill of Rights, don't infringe person. The government has absolutely no right to infringe on any of those rights unless the people come together and say, you know what, we don't need this right anymore and we'll give it up. That's what I believe. But to take it a little further than that, if we even get to that conversation where everybody does want to come to the table and say, this doesn't make any sense, that conversation needs to be a fair and balanced and equal conversation. If you're going to take this right from kids who are 18, then you need to make things across the board make sense, right? If we agree with science that a human being is a species that has a creature that has a fully formed human frontal lobe to form decisions, then it means you can't draft them at 18. It means they can't fight in a war at 18. You can't send anybody to war who's beneath the age of 26. You can't, because if you're going to take the ability for a person under the age of 26 to make a decision to take an American's life, you have to take away the ability for someone under 26 to take someone's life in Yemen, to take someone's life in Pakistan, to take someone's life in Iraq. So if you want to be fair and across the board and view it from all angles, you got to stop with the American stuff. You got to stop with Americans are better than everybody. American lives mean more than everybody else, and let it be a fair and equal conversation. And if the other side agrees, okay, this makes sense, and you can't put people in prison under the age of 26. I know, but they don't like to talk about it from a fair and equal thing because it's not about being fair and equal. And it's not about protecting children. It's about taking rights from people. But they don't look at it from all those angles, right? If you're saying that kids can't have guns, then how can you say kids can form the opinions and they do crimes that they need to be 100% accountable, right? Make it make some sense, but don't come at it from just this gun control route. You need to come at it with a logical, common sense route. Why are there kids in prison under the age of 26? That's what I'm thinking. So no, I'm not for murder weapons. I'm not. I'm just in times of imminent danger, when one of the smartest people on the planet are saying we are in imminent danger, I'm not so interested in limiting anybody's rights. I've seen eroding of rights enough, and I'd like to look at the big picture. I don't want to look at the little picture. I want to look at the big picture. So let me keep going. There was something else I wanted to show, because I'm running out of time. There was something else I found to be very interesting on that conversation of... this is something different, but I got to show you this anyway. This is not this. I want to show you something else, but not the lady eating the burger, not that. Hold on. That just comes with it.
The United States government may be granted the opportunity to access data that's stored in other countries. A case between the government and Microsoft is currently being heard by the US Supreme Court. Now, this all started 5 years ago when Microsoft refused to hand over to authorities emails that related to a drug trafficking investigation. It claims that the data was stored on servers that are physically located in Ireland, and US law does not stretch outside its own borders.
What does this mean? America wants to know what's in everybody's drawers. They knew the size, they knew all of our underwear, the size of them, if they got some bacon strips and everything. Now, America, the deep state wants to know if you in Europe, they want to know too. They can get the data. Why? Because it's a US-based company, which means they can get all that data they want. So this, I think, is very important, and it's interesting. We have to, we are in so much trouble. So, and this is why, and of course the IT companies are pissed. And this is why I'm saying, don't blame the IT company. Everybody has their interest. Social media has their interest. Microsoft has their, they got that AI too, which is horrible. But then the government got their, and the interest is to find out what the hell you doing. What the hell you talking about? What size are your panties? They want to know all this stuff because there's some pedophiles and some sick people, but they do want to know, and they'll probably get the data. This is what I'm saying. If we agree that we don't have these rights, they're going to take every last one of them. So I'll post that one. I found this. It was actually, they had some good discussions. There's a crazy, stupid thing at the end. I don't know if I got this guy saying it. Hold on. Talking about fair
preemptively, that law enforcement, that military, that government can intervene on. It's not a carte blanche decision to say, okay, now you have complete access to the internet, to social media, but to give them access so that they can, on a regular basis, if certain things come up, if certain things are said, if certain things are communicated, pictures presented, where they can intervene at that point in lieu of going through the arduous...
All right, I'm interrupting right there. First of all, this man is a moron. He's a freaking idiot. Bullshizzle. He started off with the government has a right to protect us. The government has no right, nor obligation, nor mandate to protect any damn body, okay? That's number one. They don't have a right. It's not their obligation. It's not up to them. That actually is what the Second Amendment was for. But that's another whole long conversation. But his whole point is, oh, well, they got to get the data so they can stop an attack. Let me ask y'all a question. Have you ever, since you were created, stopped an attack on America? I'm just curious. Have you ever, because if we want to think about it from a logical perspective, you say that you need all this data to stop attacks. Have you ever done it? How many billions of dollars have we given you? Who have you saved? See, because to me, it's all bullshit. So they have no interest in stopping any attacks. Now, the people, let me get it right now, the people who work for these agencies do. Those are, I think they're just solid. They're us, right? They're us. But the leadership has no interest in them stopping attacks, which is why they don't stop anything. They knew about Charlottesville. They didn't stop it. They didn't even warn the police that were there. Remember we talked about Charlottesville? How do you get 100 people on this side, and it wasn't 100, it was like a couple hundred, on this side taking urine balloons and 2x4s, and 100 people, a couple hundred people on the other side going down to fight the other side with their own 2x4s and bow and arrows or whatever the hell it is, texting each other, emailing each other back and forth, talking on social media, getting together, organizing, everybody get in the car, going through all the toll booths, and everybody's convening on Charlottesville. And not one damn person from the NSA, the FBI, the CIA, or any other 12 of the useless groups called the police in the local area and said, do you people know that thousands of people are coming down here ready to fight? Did they call the National Guard and say thousands of people are coming down here to fight? Did they prevent it at all? Did they do anything? No, they didn't do a damn thing. So no, you don't get to have access to the data because that's not what you're doing. If you did it, we might have a discussion. It might be an option. Maybe it's a right that you should have, but you've never done it because you don't do it because that's not the job. That's not what your leadership hands down because your leadership does not care how we die. And that's assuming any of it's true. That's assuming any of it's true. I have friends that question all of it. And I don't know. I've never been there. But whether it's true or not, to me, the answer is still the same. I'm not interested in debating about, we were talking about yesterday, debating about whether or not, whether or not it was a false flag and if there were crisis actors and stuff like that. I'm just like, why is this even a discussion? If we all agree on the same point that we all need to know all the information, we all need to know all the data so we can form a good damn decision, whether it's gun control or people control or FBI control or new procedures to stop them, to get them to stop kids from shooting up schools or, security in schools. Maybe if we had all the information from the investigation, maybe the schools need to have the information. I don't know. Damn it. Maybe the mall cop in the schools can do it. I done had some mall cops in my school. They'd have stopped it. They knew they was looking at our text and they saw somebody about to come shoot. We saw administrators tackling people. They were tackling kids in my school. So come on, stop. Even the mall cops in the schools would stop the attack. If they knew that child was coming, did they call anybody? Did they tell any of the school cops? Did they tell any of the administrators, any of them, that this child was thinking about doing an attack? Did they? No, they didn't. Because they're not there to protect you. So no, they can't have the information. That's not what I want. I want to show you something else. Just important things, but people, they get into the drama and the emotion and they like to debate and fight. They have reptile leaders that hand down reptile talking points and they talk reptilian. And I'm just like, damn it, speak English. All right, let me see. Gupta. What's going on in Gupta?
A humanitarian pause in Syria's eastern Ghouta has been broken by terrorists for a second day. That's according to the Syrian Reconciliation Center. This is after safety corridors that were set up by Russia came under heavy shelling from militants. It prevented civilians from leaving the besieged district. The situation in the enclave was discussed at a UN Security Council meeting.
Listen to this.
The Assad regime and their supporters have been pummeling eastern Ghouta, where 400,000 people live under siege and constant bombardment.
Let's be honest, the 400,000 people are there on U.S. tax dollars because our allies, Al-Qaeda and ISIS and the rest of them, won't let 400,000 people leave Ghouta. That's why they're there.
It's to be understood that terrorists are still legitimate targets of military operations.
They are asking civilians to leave eastern Ghouta on the false premise that they can then attack anyone left in the area as much as they would like.
No, you don't ask people to leave war zones on false premises so you can attack other people. They're asking people to leave the war zone because people are dying.
We set up temporary settlements for civilians. Ambulances are there.
Because we've been through this before, we know what Russia will say today.
No,
I know. They're going to say, stop murdering people.
You don't know.
They will say that there are terrorists in eastern Ghouta, so the Assad regime can bomb as ferociously and indiscriminately as it wants.
So the U.S. wants to keep people in Ghouta. 400,000 people. They want to keep 400,000 men, women, children, and babies in Ghouta because they think after they're gone, they'll be bombing indiscriminately. So basically, the United States, Washington is saying that they want human shields. They are 100% standing behind the terrorist groups that want these humans who are trying to get the hell out of the war zone for human shields. Reptiles, reptilian brains, reptilian thinking. It is so sick that I am a part of any of this.
I want to ask you, what did you do to implement the resolution? Did you influence those who you consider moderate opposition? Did you persuade them to stop shelling and taking people hostage?
It was a heated meeting in the halls of the UN Security Council.
And it should be a heated meeting, but it's on some dumbness. Hold on, I'm going to take you forward to the end of it. It's on some ridiculous dumbness that you actually have people who are professionals, who wear suits, who have a thought in their brain actually saying it's a good idea to have human shields as opposed to letting the humans get out of the war zone. It's sick.
Civilian casualties are just a fact of life.
Civilian casualties are a fact of life.
In Iraq and in Syria, people are much more accepting that because it's their city being liberated. They understand what they were suffering.
Civilians will get caught in the crossfire. Civilians will get hurt. Civilians will get killed.
If you want to liberate your towns and cities, it comes at a price.
It's an unavoidable part of war. And commanders have to press on despite that. The responsibility for civilian casualties in Iraq and Syria lies with ISIS.
That is on them, not on us.
We are the good guys, and the innocent people on a battlefield know the difference.
The invaders are the good guys, and the innocent people on the battlefield know the difference. So as we were talking about yesterday, what is America's response going to be to all the peace that's breaking out around the world? It should obviously be that. It ain't gonna be sprinkling cocaine nowhere. But this is what I'm saying, is that you gotta attempt to really process higher thought over getting behind the tribal push of reptilian brain people. Like, I actually don't think they understand what they're doing. I actually think that they are that bad. Some of these people need to have straitjackets. They don't need to be in Washington. They don't need to be making these decisions. And yes, Renee, it's all propaganda. It's all propaganda. But if you use your brain, you use a little critical thought instead of the reptilian, tribal, dinosaur extinction thought process that gets you tribing up and grouping with a leader because you like the name, then these people have power. And that's how we got here, is the ignorant hatred for a person or a group, or the ignorant love or hate for a person or group. And they can say these dumb things that make absolutely no logical sense. So we basically are trapping 400,000 people in Gupta. It's not even Gupta, it's Gouda. Gouda, it's like the cheese. We trap them, those people there, on our tax dollars with the weapons we give to terrorists, and we probably gave them that agenda, that narrative to hold everybody there. How sick is that? We got to get back on this path to evolving, you guys. We have to get back to higher thought. We got to get back to higher thought. And unfortunately, it does mean that we got to talk to people who just don't get it when they say these dumb things that we are the heroes. Isn't that what this fool just said? We're the good.
On us.
We are the good guys, and the innocent people on a battlefield know the difference.
The innocent people on the battlefield know the difference. Nobody invited us there. You don't invade someone and be the good guys. You don't go break in your neighbor's house and you're trying to help them. But that's why people gotta like really talk about this stuff. You gotta really get to a point where you care enough that you'll go share with somebody. And I appreciate everybody sharing, by the way. You can, again, I'll post the links to all the news that I talk about so you can share and talk about it yourself with your own commentary, or you can share me. I'm fine with that too. But it's about getting the word out. Do psychopaths contain more reptilian genetics? And that's a good question, Mary. I was doing that link this morning in my head. I was wondering, I've not seen any lectures on that. I don't know. I mean, we know what the warrior genes are. They got those mapped out. We know that psychopaths, they don't have the empathy. They actually think we are the good guys, you know, but they're getting that, I don't know, that endorphin hit. They're getting that rise out of, we just started a new war and people are dying and we're going to win, 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 win. You know, whatever the need is for that psychopath. But is there some relationship to the reptilian brain? I think it has to be, right? Because when you talk about the reptilian brain, you're talking about evolution and evolving these abilities to survive and kill anyone at any cost to survive. And that's where a lot of that comes from. So I think there probably is a relationship. I haven't seen any talks on it. I think it makes sense that it's probably linked up together, but I don't know. We'll have to look at that. Yes, messengers are hated on every level. Keep up your courage. Yeah, messengers are hated, but I don't think that we as human beings have a choice. I think our default place is to evolve. Our default place is to care for one another. Our default place is love, and we just got to tap back into that. So anyway, I gotta run, you guys. It was good talking to you. If you didn't start from the beginning, you can go back, start from the beginning and get the whole gist of it. But we got to get back on the path to evolving. We have to evolve with higher thought. We have to become civilized because we're not civilized. No matter what we do, the biggest government with the biggest military always tends to have the most psychopaths and reptilians running it. We as a world have to bring this back under control. We got to bring it back under control. And unfortunately, it starts with breaking our families down. It does. It's a scary thing. A lot of our friends and family are lost in the bullshit. But if you don't start to feeding them information, if you don't start to feeding them that maybe they're not taking a love position, maybe they're not taking a good position, maybe that they're responsible for a lot of people dying who don't have to die, we can start to talk down that route. So anyway, listen, it's good hanging out with you guys. Coming from Cocaine Mountain to Cocaine Pyramids. I said it yesterday, Buddha. Buddha said, the CIA sprinkled that cocaine all over the pyramids. I was laughing about that all day long. We got to stop the CIA from sprinkling cocaine all over the earth. Unless people are sick. Because y'all know cocaine is medicinal. But don't do cocaine, because then they shut me down if I say do cocaine. But anyway, listen, love y'all to death. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.